we'd like to offer him our warmest welcome. And we'll put all our palms in Anjali, and we'll pay 3 bows, respects to Ajahn. 3 bows, please. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. We'd like to request people who can turn on the videos to turn on the video so that Ajahn can see you. And we shall begin the session shortly with Ajahn leading us in a short guided meditation. Ajahn, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, I believe, to most of you. I'm not sure. Maybe if you're in Europe, in different time zones. As Bita said, I am talking from Japan, where I'm spending 3 months Vassa Rains retreat this year. Just a small introduction. Japan is having a very, very, very intense hot summer. And even today, earlier the temperature went up almost 35 degrees. So I can say very safely, this is a tropical. And then my place where I'm staying is Nara. If you've been to Japan, you may know this place, just south of Kyoto, but actually it is more ancient capital of Japan. And where I am now is the house I was born and grown up. And so my parents died, my brother died, I'm left sort of the last member of the family, so I come back here from time to time. And what you see behind is Fusuma sliding door. It is in a very traditional Japanese house. But I stop here to entertaining with various informations. So now we'd like to start meditation. And I understand, well, actually this is the first time to be with you, and I really do not know how you've been practicing, but just to briefly introduce the idea. So meditation, you may say, talk about meditation or even introduce meditation in various ways, but just very briefly, this is a way to come back to ourselves, or body and mind. And then the key word is present moment, or more simply, here and now. But when we say here and now, still quite vague and various way to relate to it. So different meditation techniques or mindfulness approach has various way to refer to this present moment here and now, such as awareness around the body posture, sitting posture, or whatever posture you're taking. I believe everybody or most of you are sitting on the floor or on a chair. But if you're uncomfortable, some people might have to lie down. But anyway, awareness around the body, or more commonly, the breathing, is a reference. In-breath, out-breath is a reference to the present moment, or as Rinpoche Medo often teaches, sound of silence can become a reference to the present moment, or even just simply the awareness itself. We just rest on awareness itself so that we appreciate this present moment. So so for this coming period, I do not go to the very details of what to do this way, that way, because everybody has different background, different way of practice, I understand. So please, whatever the way you feel comfortable, or whatever the way you feel familiar with, from the way how to sit and how to practice, just go with them. But one thing is, this is a meditation, this is a time to come back to ourselves, come back to here and now, present moment. So I just to take sitting posture, proper sitting posture myself. sit in what they call semi-lotus. Okay. But as I said, as you feel how you feel comfortable, reasonable, is the way. And whether closing your eyes or not, it's up to you. It's true. It's true. Some teachers, some traditions allow you to, or even ask you to leave your eyes open, because, particularly to maintain the awareness, to avoid falling into the drowsiness. So it has a significant reason for it. But usually when I practice, or in Thai forest traditions, usually we close our eyes. So today I do, I close my eyes. But if you like to keep your eyes open, that's also totally fine too. Okay. And one or two, although in terms of techniques, I do not have anything very specific or particular, but one or two keywords Rinpoche used to use, I like to refer to. And the first one is holiday of the heart. So when Rinpoche taught meditation, he would say, Pak Pong Tang Chai. This is Thai language. Pak Pong Tang Chai. Something like a resting of the mind. And Rinpo Smedo, Ajahn Smedo translated in English as a holiday of the heart. Holiday of the heart. So word by word translation would be resting of the mind, or resting of the heart. But Rinpo Smedo probably picked up stronger message, picked up the word to bring a stronger, clearer message. And so holiday of the heart. So I often heard him saying this, and I found it very helpful. So just for this short session, I like you to just put this phrase in your heart, let's say, holiday of the heart. So when we sit down like this, as I said, body is sitting like this, awareness around the sitting posture, or some people more used to relate to the sensation and the rhythm of breathing, in breath and out breath. Or, as Rinpo Smedo taught, the sound of silence. Initially, it feels like some high-pitched sound, resonating sound in your inner eyes. But as you practice, actually you find this experience of sound of silence everywhere, in a space or in consciousness, whatever. Lumpo would say, resting on sound of silence, or simply resting on awareness itself. So coming back to this present moment, here and now. Body is sitting, and in breath and out breath. If you are referring to your breathing, there are techniques to concentrate your mind to the very subtle aspect, detailed and subtle aspect of breathing. But this time, for this session, just we keep our mind rather open, wide, and resting, not necessary to control or to focusing on, rather or wide and open, resting, relax. So I repeat again, the body is sitting, in breath, out breath, or sound of silence. And the mind. And as I said, Rinpoche's word, the holiday of the heart, or resting of the heart, the mind. So this points out that our meditation, our practice is not necessarily something like fighting, controlling, trying. But when we reflect on the word holiday, we can appreciate the taste that the word holiday brings to our heart. It's not about making. It's not about trying or achieving, rather resting or allowing. And I like to mention one more simile, a word from Rinpoche, very simple one. He said, what we experience in our mind is just like a trains coming to the station. When we have quiet time, something like this, we often notice the contents of our mind more clearly. Can be thoughts, memories, feelings, and so on. And the Rinpoche says, what occurs to mind is just like a trains coming to the station or the terminal. Train just comes to the station and depart. Big trains, crowded trains, new trains, old ones, fast ones, various kinds, but simply trains just come and go. Just like trains come and go when we sit quietly like this and appreciating present moment, here and now. We also notice the contents of the mind. trains come and go. Memories, words, ideas, or feelings, even emotions and stories. But they are trains that come and go. When we understand and remember the nature of the trains, nature of the contents of the mind, they are just coming and passing, even though they may have different characteristics, different appearances, or simply come and simply go. So when we are sitting like this, present moment, as you choose sensation, awareness of the sitting posture, or breathing, sound of silence, or awareness itself. We also notice these trains, but remember Rinpoche's word, the holiday of the heart. It's not about making this, trying this, fighting against, fighting for, rather allowing, accepting, appreciating, and resting. Trains some trains we like, some not. Some are important, maybe insignificant, simple, complicated, clear, unclear, big, small, past, future, Buddhism, world, anything. just a trains. They come and go. Our practice is not about fixing a trains, make trains longer, shorter, pushing them away, making them running punctually. But rather remembering the nature of the train and we simply appreciate the word holiday of the heart. It's not about fixing a trains, getting on the trains to go somewhere, or refusing the trains, controlling them. Not like a going there, but in a sense, come back to the center and resting, allowing. Trains are simply trains. Appreciating this present moment, here and now. Body sitting, breathing, in breath and out breath happening, or sound of silence and awareness. Okay. If you are okay, please open your eyes. Okay. Thank you very much. May all beings be well and at ease.
Thank you, Ajahn. And now I would like to request for the Dhamma talk on behalf of all of us here. Brahma Jaloka Dipati sahampati patanjalian tivara ayajata santi dasata parajagajatika dese tu dhamang anukam pimang pajang.
I see. Because I am, there was a formal invitation, so I suppose I should start with proper way with reciting Namo Tassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ Dhammaṃ Sanghaṃ Namasami. This is my first time to have a time with you, with this group. But I'm very impressed how everything is being organized, and I understand the Vassa period. You have a weekly session with various teachers. So in a sense, you're having an online Vassa commitment. I think this is, in many ways, well, to me, very inspiring to see, but also, of course, to you, very, very significant. And I have been visiting Japan, coming to Japan very regularly. As you know, Japan is a Buddhist country, but Theravada Buddhism is pretty much, people here need to learn from the scratch. And so I have opportunity to see them regularly, and I go with them very slowly. So when I think of the group like this, how it is so well established and helping each other, learning each other. Well, of course, you remember the word Kalyanamitta. So learning the teaching, practicing. In the end, it's up to us, each individual, but to have this supportive presence, the opportunity to share the same aspiration and walk on together makes huge difference. It's very, very crucial. Even I easily agree to say this. And so today, for this occasion, so my throat, let me drink something. So today, just what I like to share, I thought about then one phrase again. Rinpoche's word came up because this phrase, in fact, I refer to this phrase quite regularly in teaching in English or in Japanese, but I still find it very useful. So so that's the main reason I like to mention. But also, just thinking of current situation of the world, where very painful conflicts, even the war, and so forth. It's nothing new to the human race, I believe, but somehow, at least myself, feel just a very recent period is so difficult and challenging and painful. So that's I have to. What's the Rinpoche's word? Let me say in Thai language first. My background, I'm now staying at Amaravati since 2001, so 24 years. But before that, I was in Thailand 13, 14 years. I became a monk at Wat Pananachat. So my birthplace as a bhikkhu was in Thailand. So how I came to learn teaching is often related to the Thai language. And of course, Rinpoche's teaching is in Thai. So it is very important to me. So the phrase, Rinpoche's phrase, Sangop, my Sangop, Daka, Taukan. English translation, something like a peace. Sangop means peace. My Sangop, my means no. So no peace. Laka, Taukan. Laka means price. Taukan, the same. So the word by word translation goes peace, not peace, same price. You can interpret them instead of saying the same price, same value, but I just like to respect how Rinpoche exactly said, Naka, the price. Just like you go to this market to buy something, you give a price. He didn't say this, but just his way of picking up the word, Naka. Of course, in Thai, they have a word, value. And he also used the word, the value too. But for this, he picked up the word laka, the price. I like it. So just English translation, I repeat again, the peace, not peace, or peaceful, not peaceful, the same price. And originally, when he said this, it is mainly about our meditation experience or meditation practice. I understand most of you, once you practice meditation, sometimes we have rewarding experience. Oh, that was wonderful, so peaceful. This is why I'm practicing. I want to have more of this, something like this. But other times, what I was doing, waste of time. My mind was everywhere, something like this. So in Thai language, Sangop particularly means, refers to very peaceful experience of meditation. So people say, oh, Sangop or not, peace or not, it's very important, almost like a central issue. Then Rinpoche's word or reminder possibly comes, peace, not peace, the same price. And when I heard this, and I heard this many, many times, and not from Ajahn Chah directly, because when I became a monk, he was still alive, but he was in a vegetative state. So only the first generation of the foreign disciples of Rinpoche knows how Rinpoche himself taught, live actively. When I came to Wat Paranachat, he was already in a vegetative state, but through different teachers, I've been reminded, taught quite regularly, referring this word, Sangop, my Sangop, Daka, Taukan, peace, not peace, the same value, same price. And so when I heard first, because yes, when you have, you can't find a quote unquote good meditation, mind is everywhere and so discouraging. I'm not sure I'm progressing or regressing or I'm in a wrong place. That kind of, really discouraging is the right word to describe. And this teaching comes, peace, not peace, same price. So like the people with distress, discouraging experience to hear, okay, I can motivate myself. So initially, I picked up in this way the word of kind encouragement, and it is. But when I reflect this again and again, as I was taught many times this, it is really useful, and it has a very significant message there. So let me explain a bit more about it. So when we hear Rinpoche's teaching phrase, there are many, very fortunately, there are many books of Rinpoche's teaching. And I would say it's not necessarily very complicated or very theoretical. But we know when we read it or when we listen to, we know the heart is nourished. The heart becomes more relaxed. Okay, I value this. And sometimes we don't know what you learned. But when you read, when you have a contact with teaching, this is very helpful. And when I read or listen to, not necessarily, sometimes even just one phrase, one line makes a huge difference. Maybe this is my way, but so the Rinpoche's teaching is, you may say, very simple and direct. It's not like a high, very philosophical, what's the word? Special language or very sophisticated or this and that, but maybe very simple and yet very direct. And so how we relate to his teaching, yes, we understand, but also just not using a brain. Oh, okay, I understand. Oh, okay, right. But just leave them to our heart, apply it to our heart, even without doing much, just leaving it there, and then how it affects us. Just like this word, peace, not peace, the same price. Intellectual way of understanding, yes, peace, right? Not peace, same price, okay? If he says so, I can agree, right? So it's forcing oneself to believe so. Okay, peace, no peace, the same price, right? Yes, I can say that. It's not wrong, but this is something like we're forcing to agree. If I'm a bit exaggerating, but I would say rather just leave his word in our heart quietly, gently. We can do it now even. Peace. I can imagine wonderful experience of meditation, very rewarding, peaceful meditation. You like it, we like it, we appreciate. And the other one, no peace, not peace. Okay, I just manage that kind of experience, let's say. So when we re-experience, let's say, peace, not peace in our heart, how it is like. And now, one more word, gently, to put in our heart the same price. Not like a forcing, rushing into the conclusion, yes, this is a teaching. Okay, same value. No, just what is it? Same value. Same price. Peace, not peace. Of course, they can't be the same price, correct? Peace, we like it. No, we like it, and it has its own value. It's not like us. Oh no, and my clever mind said, "Don't become attached." It's true, but don't become attached. That's not the right attitude, and so forth. But just brain wants to finish the story. But heart says, peace, yes, of course, this is the one I want to. And how about the other? I'm a bit heavy expression, but I hope you can find this experience in our heart. Yes, something I can broaden, something very agreeable, and something disagreeable, discouraging. And next, to gently to put in our heart the same price. Is it possible? Because part of me says, or quite part of me can say, definitely different price. One has significant price, significant value, such a important even. The other one, maybe I have to accept, but definitely I don't value, at least less price. That's honestly what heart tells. But then, quietly, gently, same price. No rush, no rush. What is this? Same price. Or, where is it? Because this is a limited time, so I need to continue to my explanation. So I'm not sure. Everybody may have different internal experience. If you experiment and re-experience, but like a peaceful, not peaceful, or something agreeable, something not. And when you refer to the word, the same price, my experience is almost like the difference of the place. Not place of this here and there, but like a coming to the center, where we have a safe perspective. I shouldn't use too many words, but just this is how I feel. Peace, not peace. Maybe if I exaggerate psychological experience, let's say, something I like, my heart may lean towards, I appreciate, I like, I look for, I give a big score. Not peace, something disagreeable. Rather want to or put down. So you see that sort of internal posture, leaning forward, leaning backwards, that kind of posture, movement, and same price. So the center is not necessarily A plus B divided by 2. No. Actually, if we use a bit of Buddhist word, letting go the both. The mind wants to go this way or pushing away the other one, but letting go of that tendency and just coming back to natural place of this present moment. Just before we had a short period of meditation, I said, again, Rinpoche's word, the holiday of the heart, or the Thai word, pakpong, Takpon, Tangchai. Takpon means almost like a sleeping, but we don't sleep. Resting of the heart. And then Ajahn Smedo, Lumpo Smedo's even clearer translation is holiday of the heart. Because when we say practice, meditation, we maybe not that intentional, but often unknowingly we set up the mode to say, we got practice, we got work hard. We need to try, find this, achieve that. I'm not, text says this, even the teacher said this, and it's not incorrect, but just that we simply falling in that mode of fighting for something, or fighting against something. Then Rinpoche's word, holiday of the heart. Meditation is not necessary to do something heavy. We have to strive, we have to make, we have to. Okay, we work hard, but internally we say, oh, I'm working hard, but I'm not sure. That kind of internal exhaustion may come. Why is that? So when we reflect on the word holiday of the heart, rather resting or allowing, appreciating. I use a few words during the meditation session. Because similarly, when we come back, when we reflect on this phrase, peace, non-peace, this is very much issue when we practice, when we meditate, or in a daily life, something significant, something important, something we don't like. And yet, the same price, not forcing, I said, because when we force to agree, yes, this is the same price, it means we often just dismiss our experience of peace and non-peace. No, it's not about dismissing our honest and genuine experience of peace and non-peace. That is real. And yet, the reminder is there's a perspective of the same price. So I need to, as I said, cannot be the same price. This is very agreeable, the other not, and yet same price. What? And yet, when we gently put the word same price, at least myself, I feel great relief. In a way, I can say, real peace comes. It's a bit strange. Peace, not peace, same price. But when we appreciate this place of the same price, what I experience is actually the peace. So now I further bit of explanation. Different way of saying is, okay, the question is, how come the same price? Is it true? So another way I want to say is that this place is the place of no price. Also in the middle, just resting, if you like, the holiday of the heart. So this place, initially I use the word, refer to the word same price. but I interpret, I explain it as a place of no price. No price doesn't mean denial of the price, but something like the place where the price idea of a price hasn't arisen. Are you with me? If you want, I can use the different word, agenda. I got to make this. I have to find this. Then it's not a holiday anymore. You have to fight for it. If you make it, you're happy, rewarding. If we cannot make it, if I use this heavy word, failure. Disappointing, discouraging, even the failure. But where does it start? So as soon as we have agenda, I got to do this. Peace, good meditation is the purpose, target of my practice, my meditation. Then when I make it, when I go there, when I reach there, yes, I'm happy, peace. And when I cannot make it, I'm happy. But this place in the middle, in the center, just resting, place of no price. It's because the language has the word no price, but it doesn't mean denial of the price or anything like this. Rather, not like a denial or holding on to, but just like a no agenda, no price has arisen yet. Simply open. If I want to use the bigger word, I can continue. All inclusive, all embracing, not colored, in that sense, very genuine. Very big word. But as soon as we pick up the system, the agenda or the pricing, which one is better? Which one is agreeable? Which one is more important? Which one is important? Then more important, less important, long, short, here, there, mine, yours, right, wrong, follows. And this, I repeat, I have to say, I'm not saying the perception of, let's say, good and bad, or the having an agenda, having a price is wrong. I'm not saying this. Because as we live or as we practice, we do need, when we live, we have to make a decision. Right way, left way, this is the right, this is wrong. No, if we say, oh, everything is same price, don't worry. No, it's not like that way of wishy-washy or dismissal or withdrawal to the irresponsible place. No, we know we have agendas, and in actions, even in practice, there are things like a price, and the price, word price is another symbolical word, but agenda is probably a bit clearer word to explain. But when we recognize and come back to this place of no price, means this is a place of total perspective that can include peace and non-peace, right and wrong, big and small, mine and yours, even friends and enemies. Painful. Because when we live in the world, I'm doing putting two things now, actual living in the world, and then more strict sense of practice. But wherever we are, it has a nature of samsara. And to me, one of the aspects of samsara characteristics is a dualistic way of living and seeing. Yes and no, black and white, big and small, this and that, good and bad, and so forth. And it's not about dismissing or disagreeing, but we have to have it. But the crucial point is, if that becomes everything, or do we have a perspective to include, accommodate it? If we do not have this perspective and the judgment, pricing, agenda of good and bad becomes everything, then conflict becomes absolute. Just fight. Yes, the other side of yes is no. That's all. Nothing is allowed. Very painful, very difficult. But we need to remember there is this very safe total perspective, what I'm talking about. Peace, non-peace, same price. Or no price. Once we understand this, I would say now it is safe to have agendas. It is safe to enjoy two ends, or even sometimes two extremes. Like, for instance, everybody here as a human being, we have different characteristics, different background, or in Buddhist term, 5 khandhas. So many varieties. Some are good, some are not, beautiful, weak, difficult. But if there's no perspective, it can be difficult. Just to say, this is appropriate, fine, but this is not appropriate. What comes next? Dismissal. So, but when we see some opposing each other, two things opposing each other, peace and peace, they are real. But we also remember the place of no price, or the same price. And I hope I'm repeating. I started repeating the same thing again and again. But the reason why I chose this phrase, it is my very favorite phrase, but the reason why I chose this peace, not peace, the same price, or my word, no price, is also because of just the current situation of the world. So much painful conflict. No, I'm not a peacemaker. And I really admire those who work hard to find a solution or reconciliation or relieve the tension and so forth. And I'm particularly thinking of the conflict fight between the nations, but also it comes down to our each individual, the daily life. When we work in a work situation, even in a family situation, the conflict, is the nature of the conflict is always in human history, but just right now, I feel like getting more onto the surface and very intense. And maybe that the internet world, so many informations, rapid information, so quickly spread and so quickly changed, whatever the way, if you like, distorted or undistorted, that doesn't matter, spread and uncontrollable, but at least the element of conflict, separation, confronting and so forth. I feel like it's really onto the surface and then painful. So instead of just being intimidated or more than intimidated by this aspect, I like to remember this place of the same price, not in a sense of forcing everything, everybody the same. No, of course we are different. Of course, something we value, something we don't, but everybody has different way to value. And also it comes to our practice too. Simply ups and downs. This is an entering point of this phase, but what is a practice? Why do we practice? What is the heart of the Buddhist teaching? If we want to come to find the real peace, what is the peace? Or how we fall into the place where peace is difficult to manage. So when we reflect on like this simple phrase, peace, not peace, the same price, sangop, mai sangop, raka taukan. I think it has, it is to me particularly very useful message there. And in fact, yesterday I had the on-site teaching occasion with Japanese people in Kyoto, and it's something similar discussion we had. And as we are, let's say, Buddhist practitioner or meditator, at the same time, world has so many challenges. What are we doing? We can say this. And as I said, yes, there are many people working so hard for peacemaking or helping this, that. So I really admire them. But also when we meditate like this, let's say it's just like everybody, the small corner of the world. I'm just here sitting like this. But is it nothing? We're just escaping, we're just ignoring, running away from the responsibility. It may not be so, because even this is everybody is in a really small corner of the world, let's say, but just recognizing, remembering and recognizing the place of peace, not peace, the same place. This simple but significant shift, is it nothing? In other words, say, if we do not know this place of the same place at all, and the world is just two ends, precious and then opposite, right and wrong, agreeable and disagreeable, is that all? It makes a huge difference, I believe. So when I talked with the people yesterday, each individual's effort may feel small, insignificant, but actually just the moment to recognize the place of the same price. I respect that. I think I spoke enough for today.
Dhamayang Dhamma Kathaya Sadhu Karang Dadamase Sadhu 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 Anumodami.
Thank you, Ajahn, for broaching this very delicate topic. I think it's not an easy topic to dabble in, and particularly, very grateful. Personally, listening to you, I feel very grateful for your reminder of this position of this whole no price, which is like what perhaps Ajahn Chah also said about the unshakable peace, the moment of unshakable peace, right? So peace or no peace, this is really the moment of unshakable peace. And even if we cannot be there participating in those resolution of tension, but we can contribute by being in this whole unshakable peace moment. So we'd like to now open the platform for everyone to have a chance to interact with Ajahn. Feel free to click on the raise hand button if you have a question for Ajahn, you have a comment, or you need some clarification on what he's just spoke about today. Anyone? Anushka? William, I'll read out your question in a little while. Anushka, can you, yes.
Thank you, Ajahn, for your teaching. So what I was reflecting on when you were saying about the peace, no peace, and same price or no price, what came to mind was often in conflict resolution, one person is trying to say, I'm right, you are wrong, or you are wrong, I am right,
Right.
When you were saying that, do you think that when in conflict resolution, often when both parties come to a place where even if they know they haven't done something or they have done something, they want to find a solution, it kind of brings them to that place of no price, kind of like a mid place to be open. It's like their heart kind of opens a bit, the mind opens a bit to find a solution, because what they might be thinking the solution may not really be a solution for that situation. But our mind keeps telling us we are right. So in that moment of feeling like that we're right, it's kind of sometimes misleading us also. We're not really open to seeing all aspects. So when you were saying about no price, it was like it brings whoever it is in that situation to a neutral place, kind of a peaceful, neutral.
Okay.
What I would like to know what you think. The reason I mention this is My job used to be conflict resolution,
Ah,
help people to resolve conflict. And what I
right.
observed is in conflict resolution, we don't go backwards. Like, I don't ask them questions, maybe 3 or 4 questions about the past. So it was always like bringing them to that moment.
Ah,
So when you were saying this, I thought it's very useful, because often, as you said, we're looking, this is right, that is wrong, this is better, that is bad, you know, you're being pulled to one side or the other. However, but when we bring our mind to a place of same price, there's some kind of balance center, as you say, you come to. I would like to know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm not in actual. I'm not. I'm never involved in the actual peace solving such a significant matter, but in actual process of meeting two parties, sometimes negotiating, reconciling, and so forth. I think there are many ways. It's not necessarily just in the middle. This party comes 50 miles, this part comes 50 miles, then we can make, we're not sure. Each case has its own stories, has its own way to find the way if possible. But when we think of this place of same place, it's you said the neutral, but in a sense actually non-color.
Yes.
So if someone, not someone, if we recognize this place of non-place or same place, and yet I might have very strong view on something which I can't give in easily because someone says this and that, but I really see this value. So then, but when I am involved in expressing my views, if possible, exchanging my views, take with the other party, how can I say, or at least how can I have it in a safe way, is whether I have this place perspective of no same place or not makes the crucial difference. Because if I do not have that perspective, what I believe becomes everything.
Yes.
But even if I believe something is very significant, but if we have a perspective, I can meet.
Yes.
I'm not theoretically, okay?
Yes.
Of course, in the practice, in action, it cannot be very easy. But as I said, this place of non-place or same place is providing us a total perspective, let's say. And then perspective itself doesn't have anything, doesn't have black and white or at the right and left, but just it is the place to support. And if we do not have this support, if we do not have it at all around our views, ideas, however it is precious, however it looks so right, but no place around, so our experience is just suffocated. We have to force ourselves to fight against, no way to negotiate. And the result is just a fighting, whether win or lose. So, so this is how I think. I'm not sure how I'm answering to your comment, but having the place of no place or the same place allows us to be honest about our conditioning, our views. It's not like suppressing but yes, it's safe to have it, and safe to when necessary, safe to express it. But if you do not have a perspective, it's difficult. But actual process of negotiation, as you worked, there are details, there are techniques and so forth. That's actually the peacemakers, for instance, they know, and it requires, I believe, lots of patience, tolerance, and many skills, and then really patient. I can imagine. That's why I say I admire. But if even for them, if they don't have the space, understanding of total perspective as a background, then their work becomes success or just a failure. And the worst case, they would feel not just a stress, but despair. Because I know some people are very conscientious, and then were thinking of the world, and even try to do best, but just being sincere itself is not enough, but as a background to support their sincerity. I think this perspective, understanding of place of non-price, that allows everything. Sorry, I'm repeating myself.
Oh, but I understand. And what also really resonated was you said very softly, very gently, place it in your heart. And often when we are, it's one thing to someone to do something as a job, but when you're facing it yourself, sometimes we can forget, or the body can tense up, or the heart can cramp. So it was very nice to try to practice hearing your voice and then trying to place it very gently to the heart. So that was helpful. And in terms of the practice, what I understood is that it comes to it creates a space. That's what I understood. For the practice, it was creating a space. So I think even in when you do conflict resolution, if that space is created for people to resolve, it's helpful. That's kind of, so thank you. I really thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. I appreciate very much.
Thank you, Anushka. Tanajan, I will call out the next person. Before I call out the next person, I'll just read out a message here from William. And this is for you, Tanajan Nayanarato. William says, the words of Ajahn Chah, peace, not peace, same price, resonates with me. May the expression self, non-self, emptiness be of another interpretation.
May the expression self, non-self, emptiness be another interpretation. Self, non-self. I think the person said self, non-self. I think how to understand non-self. Non-self itself is expression, but when it comes to understanding anatta, non-self, is actually understanding of beyond dualistic, beyond dualism. So in that sense, the person's way of putting self, non-self, I can't. it's a bit difficult to put this format, and I may not understand that person's view correctly, but probably more simply, what I want to say is this: whatever, or typically, our mind, our mind have different functions. The mind feels, mind think, particularly think. We use the concept. The concept has inside and outside, something that belongs, something doesn't belong. So in that way, we use the word concept. So the concept, and in the Buddhist term, this is particularly belongs to the Sanya Kanda. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana, perception, we translate. Sanya Kanda, we translate the perception, but often also ideas, names, words, memories, those things, concept. So this is a very typical and a significant part of our mental function. Inside that belongs, outside yes and no. And then typically goes right and wrong, good and bad, friend and enemy, and so forth. And just to remember, it's just our brain. It has its own function, because it's not about stop to do the conceptualization or do not feel. No, of course, we have our conditioning as a human being, think and feel. So how to live safely, how to live skillfully, then again, very crucial to have the perspective, total perspective of non-price or the same price. So that's my main point. But once you bring that sort of, my way of summarizing a dualistic way of handling our experience, yes and no, black and white, right and wrong, right and left. But non-self is if you hold it as a concept, then it has something opposed to. But non-teaching of non-self, reality of non-self is beyond dualism. So it cannot fit into this paradigm. So if the person's question or the phrase is talking about just a concept, ideas, then self, non-self, you can put this. But actual teaching, it's as non-self. I'm not sure it is okay to put this in this paradigm, if you like. Okay, I hope I at least I made a comment to his.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can I please invite Kayoko? Kayoko, if you can unmute yourself.
Unmute again.
Yep, you if you can unmute yourself, Kayoko.
Can
Yep.
you?
Yep.
Can
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you. Oh, you're frozen. Maybe if you can turn your video off, then we can hear you. Kayoko. Okay, let's try again. I'm gonna stop your video. Kayoko, can you speak? Okay, maybe they will come back. Okay, maybe we give Nikita a chance first, and we'll jump to Kayoko in a little while. Nikita, if you can turn your video on, if you can, then we can see you.
Okay, I will stay without the video.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing this wisdom with us. I have the following question.
Yes.
The Buddha instructed that those who possesses three qualities, namely guarding the sense faculty, moderation and eating, and is intent on awakefulness, has laid the groundwork for the destruction of the taints. And then he goes on to explaining what it means to practice the guarding of the sense faculty. He goes quite extensively explaining what is this, what is that, but I can't seem to figure out what it actually means in practice. He basically explains that when you grasp, like when you see a form with an eye, you don't grasp it. You don't grasp its marks and features. And then he goes on to explain the same with the sound, with smell and touch and other things. But I don't understand what it means in practice. And my question is, could you please explain what it actually means?
So what I understand your question is that the contact when we have a sense experiences, how can we? What did the discourse the sutta says? Exactly what the Buddha said. It's about the experience through six sense doors, right?
Yes, he's instructing that here, having seen a form with an eye, a bhikkhu doesn't grasp its marks and features.
So, I may be wrong. Anyway, the whole thing may be wrong. It's just I trust you make proper judgment. But anyway, so like when you see or hear, so how I understand is, for instance, when I see something, like I'm looking, watching this monitor, and I see your faces. This is what you call Vassa contact. And then Vedana, no, if I go this way, it takes too long. Okay. I think okay. It's a big, if I want to explain thoroughly, it takes much longer, but I make it as brief as possible. The first, just, what I hear is you wonder how a person is not affected by seeing or hearing at that moment. How can we remain sort of clear, not affected? Maybe I put my word. But this, today's context is like this. Like when we meditate, at the beginning, I used a simile, Rinpoche's simile of train and station, and just stay holiday of the heart or whatever, just stay resting at the present moment. And then train comes. The memories, thoughts, anything just comes and pass. So that's the simile of trains. And our meditation, or our practice, is not about fixing a trains, getting onto the trains or making a trains longer or find the best train or pushing away certain trains. But we stay resting in the middle and just experiencing passing, or not the coming and passing the trains, mental impressions, if you like. So that your question about the seeing is the same thing. It's like our sense faculties in the Buddha's way of saying is we have 6 of them. The 6th one is the mind. So when we sit quietly, stay in the middle, here and now, resting, train comes and passes. If we get on a train following what is this, what's happened, this is a problem, or I should not. This is how we usually react to the experience when we encounter with the mental impressions or contents of the mind. But we are learning to stay in the middle, resting, resting, resting. Then it simply comes, simply goes. Resting, how can we just be resting? It's part of it is our understanding that everything comes and goes. Thinking of the simile of the trains is good example, but we just remembering and resting. Sometimes it's not easy. Of course, if it's a very painful memory, significant matters, we start to think about getting on the trains. So the mental impression comes to contact with our mind, but it's not like a easy experience, more complicated, if you like. But if we sit in the middle, just resting, and let's say holiday of the heart, train just comes and goes, mental impression come and contact with the mind, but just goes. So that's good example. The same way when we stay just relaxed, not like making mind very firm, this and that, or trying that, rather resting, allowing. And when we come, when we see beautiful flowers, birds singing, we hear, birds singing. There's a tree. Some smell. Just come and goes. But sometimes when something is very agreeable or disagreeable, strong smell, I don't like it. Oh, what is that? Then we get on a train. So it is, our mind is like this. Sometimes mind reacts and even to follow stories and then take actions even. If you see the advertisement of beer, nothing to me. And having been a monk, alcohol is far away for decades. So even in the advertisement in the street, if there is, but to me, nothing. Just it comes to contact with my eyes. Okay, but if you are addicted or if you want to quit drinking, when you see it, difficult train appears and you want to get on. I should not. So it's not easy. You become more like a trapped. But this is, you can understand, very natural, normal, usual. So in that way, your question of how can we be not necessarily strongly reacting to each experience through senses, eyes, nose, tongue, and so forth. It looks like impossible. No, it's when we just resting, as we practice this afternoon, resting, almost like doing nothing, resting, holiday of the heart, and then let the mental impression comes and go. The same way, sound comes, sight comes. Yes, sometimes I'll be trapped and then I follow the stories. Oh, no. But in that way, once we learn how to be resting, trusting, the relation to the moment of each experience becomes less and less complicated and more like just a simple, clear, something like this, I hope.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think we may have time just for one last question before we let Ajahn go. Ajahn.
Okay.
We have Kayoko. Kayoko is back. Can you please unmute yourself? Yes. Please go ahead.
Yes, 聞こえますか?
Yes. You have to say in English. This
Okay,
is not
then.
yes.
Sorry. No, I just wanted to say thank you, Ajahn. It's a really big opportunity not to give us such a nice talk. I really thank you. And here is my lovely friend Julia. She's got a question.
Okay.
I have a question. Thank you so much for your words. When you speak this peace, no peace, same price. When I feel in my heart, I think something about choice, like we have awareness or time when we approach something as feeling it as peace or no peace. And when you use the word price, I think a little bit like with time. And it made me feel like maybe price is how our perspective of choice is. So if I am sitting in meditation and I have peace or no peace, it's still the same price of my moment of awareness. So I don't know if you understand, but I'm wondering if that you feel that as part of the teaching, that if we choose peace or no peace, it's the same price of awareness or something like that. Thank you.
I can't get it well.
Like price, meaning a piece of time. So a piece of our consciousness is in peace or no peace. And it's the same amount of time from our consciousness. It takes the same amount of time for peace or no peace. Do you understand? No.
Not yet.
One more time I try. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone. Let's say I have 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay.
And 1 minute has a price. So the cost is 1 minute. And I choose peace or I choose no peace. But both of them have cost of 1 minute.
I'm getting better. I still do not get the sense the time why you mention about the time, because I'm not just probably I repeat the same thing, but the place of no price or the same price is actually totally resting, even no time. Time is, as you said, when you choose, when you do something, time aspect of time appears. You know, I want to this. How can I get this? Everything starts there. Future. I want to find it. But if, as far as you just resting in the middle, in the center, appreciating whatever, here and now, nothing more, nothing less. And in that moment, not moment, in that way, how it is it's not about the time yet. Time also something appears on different subject. You know, once we want something or a price appears, agenda appears, then we have to work, we have to try, we have to search for. This is exactly how we trapped into the time. What next? How? But this place of perspective itself, nothing to do with the time yet. It's not dismissing the time either, but this place itself is, in a true sense, again, the word is very confusing, but this place, this is nothing or no thing, no time, anything. I mean, it's just, So I'm not sure I'm understanding your question clearly, or even, of course, then responding to you properly. But
your answer helped me.
Okay, you're very kind.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay.
Yes, it's also you know, some of the responses that you've given, Ajahn. It's also a great reminder that many things that we think about, it's very intellectual. the concepts,
Mm.
right? And it's only through the practice of mindfulness and meditation and being in this space
Mm.
you can then experience what you mean by peace, no peace, same peace. That's all the time that we have today, and I think taken up the whole evening of Thanajan's rest period. We'll now like to invite Thanajan to lead us in the closing by doing 2 chants. The first being the Buddha's words on loving kindness, and then the second being the verses on sharing and aspiration. So we'd like to invite Thanajan to lead us in this chant while every one of us will chant at home.
Okay. I try my best. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who know the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would laterly prove, wishing in gladness and in safety. May all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, or meeting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as the mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness. One should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding, by not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. Now let us chant the verses of sharing and aspiration. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, may my spiritual teachers and guides of great virtue, my mother, my father, and my relatives, the sun and the moon, and all virtuous leaders of the world, may the highest gods and evil forces celestial beings, guardian spirits of the earth, and the Lord of Death. May those who are friendly, indifferent, or hostile, may all beings receive the blessings of my life. May they soon attain the threefold bliss and realize the deathless through the goodness that arises from my practice. And through this act of sharing, may all cravings and attachment quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind, until I realize Nibbana in every kind of birth. May I have an upright mind, with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May the forces of delusion not take hold, nor weaken my resolve. The Buddha is my excellent refuge, unsurpassed is the protection of the Dhamma. The solitary Buddha is my noble guide. The Sangha is my supreme support. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and delusion be dispelled.
Thank you, Tanajan. We'd now like to formally take leave from you by chanting the Arahant. Cheryl will lead us in the closing.
Closing homage. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivatemi. Bow. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami. Supatipano Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. Bow. And let us all take 3 bows to Tanajan. First bow.
So thank you so much, Tanajan.
It's my very pleasure, honor to be with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and we wish you a very pleasant stay in Japan for the rest of the Vassa. And
Okay.
Till then, take care. We'll see you back in Amaravati.
Yes, okay. Thank you, and bye for now.